Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Live Dive. I hope you've been having a great week so far, and before we dive into what we want to talk about tonight, I got a couple of important announcements. One of them is in regards to what we talked about this past Sunday at Sunday school. And if you remember, we have Sunday school every Sunday at 10 a.m. upstairs in the gym mezzanine on the campus of the First Free Will Baptist Church of Tampa. So we hope to see you come out this coming Sunday. But anyway, this past Sunday, we talked about Enoch and the idea of living with integrity. And I encouraged everybody to post on social media a verse, an encouraging verse for us as believers to live with integrity. I really want us to get together to really encourage each other as believers to live with integrity. And if you can post that verse either on Facebook at our Facebook page, The Bridge, or you can post it on our Twitter page, which is at TheBridge813, at TheBridge813, or you can post it on your Instagram account. Wherever you post it, please hashtag TheBridge if you can. That would be awesome. So be sure to do that by the end of the week. Our other announcement is actually an event, a little fun get-together, a little creepy get-together that we'll be having on Saturday, October 28th. It's called An Eerie Evening at the Tampa Bay Hotel. It's taking place on the campus of the University of Tampa in downtown Tampa. And that used to be an old hotel, and so they'll be telling like creepy stories and different things that have happened at the hotel. But it's on Saturday, October 28th at 5:30 p.m. Tickets are $25 a piece. So if you can, let me know by October 15th if you want to go, or more preferably, if you can, give me $25 by October 25th so I can get all the tickets and we all can kind of get together and have some fun on October 28th. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it, and I hope you guys come on out because I'd love to hang out with you guys. So now let's go ahead and dive into what we want to talk about today. And you probably remember that our theme of the month has been, for the month of October, it has been Men of Integrity. We talked about Enoch last week, but this week we're going to be talking about Noah, the blameless man who needed grace. Now, Noah came from the same family line as Enoch, and he actually lived in a similar sinful environment that Enoch lived in. In fact, the Bible said that people were continuing to just do whatever they thought was right or whatever felt good in their eyes, not really caring about what God wanted. And God was actually getting quite fed up with it. He said in Genesis chapter 6, verse 7, that God said that I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth. And obviously he was going to destroy them by using a flood. But there was one person, and that was Noah, that Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. That's kind of a famous verse, a favorite verse of everybody's, that despite all of this evil going on, and despite God wanting to destroy the earth with a flood, there was one person, that was Noah, and he found grace in the eyes of the Lord. It actually reminded me of a song.
Find grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah find grace in the eyes of the Lord. That is the reason the scriptures record. Noah find grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah find grace in the eyes of the Lord.
And that was actually the Statler brothers singing at one of the Gaither homecoming concerts a few years ago. And it was a Southern gospel song that was actually pretty popular. And that I don't know, it just was kind of ringing through my head as I was studying this. But we see in the next verse, Genesis chapter 6, verse 9, why God found grace, why Noah found grace in the eyes of God. It said that Noah was a just man, perfect in his generations, and that Noah walked with God. Now, let's be clear here. Perfect does not mean that Noah was living without sin. It just means that he was blameless. Now, blameless basically means morally upstanding, that Noah was trying his very best to walk with God as Enoch did, and he did his very best to live a righteous life. But let's go ahead and make something else clear here. The reason why God was going to deliver Noah from this flood was not because of anything Noah had done. It's not like Noah got to do this on his own. Oh, I get to escape from the flood. Because Noah, he was still a sinful man, even though he tried his very best to live a blameless life. But God could have just said, you know what, I want to wipe everybody out. But no, he found grace, or Noah found grace by God. It was God's grace, God's mercy, that Noah would be delivered from this flood. And I think Noah knew that. In fact, I think that's one reason why he warned people after God told him of this flood, because Noah realized the only reason why I'm in this position is because of God, and I want to try to save as many people as I can. And so I kind of thought about this. This is another important aspect of integrity, at least in my opinion, and hopefully you agree. And I think this important aspect of integrity is this, is that you realize as a Christian that the only reason why you are where you are today, the only reason why you're going to be able to go to heaven is by the grace and mercy of God. It's not because you've lived this morally upstanding life or anything like that. You realize that what really separates you from everybody else is grace. The grace of Jesus Christ dying on the cross for your sins. You're just a sinner saved by grace. That's the only difference between you and that next door neighbor that isn't saved. And I was thinking about that. We need to make sure that we communicate that to unbelievers. If God has laid somebody on our hearts to witness to, we need to make it clear to them, listen, I don't think I'm better than you. I'm saved by grace. That's the only difference between you and I. And there was a great Christian author by the name of Jerry Bridges. He passed away last year, but he wrote in a book called The Discipline of Grace. He said this: our worst days are never so bad that you are beyond the reach of God's grace, and your best days are never so good that you are beyond the need of God's grace. And that's something we need to communicate to unsaved people today. Listen, there's nothing that you or me, there's nothing we could have done to be able to go to heaven. There's nothing. I'm not any more special than you are. I'm just saved by grace. And that's something we need to communicate to everybody, just as Noah was trying to communicate to the people before the flood. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed tonight's live dive, and I hope you have a great weekend, and see you at Sunday school at 10 o'clock sharp on Sunday. God bless, guys.